When if our justice system can't fully try you and convict you, it will be unjust to make you go back to trial.
Get to you tribulation, we get a bad reputation.
Alright, so welcome back to another installment, and we're at the third day of Vybz Kartel hearing. And Friday is going to be the last day when they're going to decide whether or not they're going to give him a retrial or they're going to just release Vybz Kartel and his co-accused. I think the problem that Vybz Kartel lawyer and the co-accused lawyer have with this case is if they get a retrial, there's not a set date of when the retrial will finish. You know, so if they do get a retrial, the retrial can all take up to 5 years. You get me? I say, and that's total foolish. You see me? So that's the main problem them have with a retrial right now. You know, because in the retrial, you know, sir, new
Society me asking a question. Me ask as I get to youth, please listen my situation.
you know, sir, new evidence has to be shown and yada 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 yada. You get me? I say, but the biggest issue is if there should be a retrial, they're not able to tell when it's gonna finish, and that's the big question, you know. And the fact that the artist himself and the co-accused have spent 13 years behind bars and don't know what their fate is going to be, you know. And the fact that they can send it over to the Privy Council and the Privy Council dealt with it within a month, that shows that Jamaica system is very fucked up. You get me? As I'm very unprofessional. You get me? And the fact that this case is a very high profile case is not supposed to take so long. But anyways, we're gonna jump into the story now. First thing we want to do is give this video a thumbs up if you support the channel, and also subscribe if you like the content. Comment on the feedback below what you think about the Vybz Kartel case, and whether or not he will be free by Friday. Alright, so incarcerated entertainer Vybz Kartel art function.
Oh.
Functionality has been reduced by at least 15% over the last year and has increased his chance of death, one of his attorneys has said. The attorney at law, Isaac Buchanan, made the disclosure while arguing that the entertainer, whose grave disease is worsening, will not be able to withstand another trial with his heart condition. Alright, so as I explained before, the reason why I'm saying that is because if there's a retrial, the retrial will take a lengthy process, bro. Them make it seems as if it's a lengthy process, you know, and it's like them a try if kill Kartel in a jail, you know, because if them give him a retrial, the sickness that Vybz Kartel have, the grave disease that's constantly making him heart reduce, it definitely can kill him, bro. And come like if them give him a retrial now, I'm definitely gonna dead in a jail. Alright, so the medical report was prepared by Dr. Karen Phillips on June the 3rd. So Buchanan said a trial in the circumstance where it is not his fault, it is the inability to get the type of treatment to save his life, would be unfair to him and would be in the interest of justice to order a retrial to put him through this ordeal, which certain on a medical evidence is something he would not sustain. The Buchanan also pointed to a psychological report which he used to highlight the emotional toll and mental stress experienced by Vybz Kartel since his incarceration. So Buchanan also asked the three-judge panel in the Court of Appeal to also look at the expense of the new trial, the medical expense, and the expense covered in the first trial, along with the entertainer's inability to earn funds to care for his dependents. So Buchanan said, looking at all the factors included the uncertainty of another trial and the unfairness of the previous trial, it is impossible for Vybz Kartel and his co-accused to have a fair trial. So as I said before, the problem is not that they don't want a fair retrial. The problem is that they want a fair trial if it should be a retrial. And they want to know that if it starts today, it can end by next week or next month. They don't want it to be a case where it's back and forth in the court and it to be at least 2 years long, 3 years long. You get me? So that's what where them are run from. That's what Isaac Buchanan explained to them. So if it should be a retrial, we want to make sure all of those boxes are ticked off. As a cartel who's given names Adidja Palmer, Sean Storm, Campbell, Kahira Jones, and Andre St. John were all under life sentence back in April 2024 for the 2011 murder of Clive Lizard Williams. Alright, so the Court of Appeal upheld their conviction in 2020. However, on March 14, 2024, the United Kingdom-based Privy Council, Jamaica's final Court of Appeal, overturned the conviction on the grounds of juror misconduct. So it said that the trial judge should have dismissed the tainted juror, Livington Chain, who was later found guilty for accepting a bribe to try to influence a panel. However, the Privy Council did not free the men. It ordered that the Court of Appeal should decide whether there should be a retrial. Alright, so the Court of Appeal says that the prosecution must explain why Vybz Kartel and his three co-accused should be retried for the 2011 murder of Clive Lizard Williams when they have already suffered multiple constitutional breaches in the previous trial process. The Justice Marva McDonald Bishop, who is the leading and three-judge panel that will decide whether the men are to be retried. So yesterday raised the question after defense lawyer John Clark urged that the breaches of the men's constitutional rights and pending breaches are factors to be taken into consideration, not ordering a retrial. So Clark stressed that the men's right to a fair trial would be breached if the retrial were to be allowed. Exactly. So if they never get a fair trial in the first trial, I think that a retrial they would definitely get a fair trial. So I think, as I said before, that's one of the biggest question mark sign in this case. You know, a fair trial is not the problem. To get a good retrial, that is the problem. The panel, which includes Justice Paulette Williams and David Fraser, will hear the arguments from the defense lawyer and the Crown over 5 days. Adidja Palmer, Vybz Kartel, Adidja Palmer, known as Vybz Kartel, Sean Sam, Campbell, Kaya Jones, and Andre St. John were convicted. Blah, 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 blah. As I said, it's a 5-day hearing, so by Friday we would know the decision of whether or not Vybz Kartel and his co-accused will be free. Alright, so responding to the question from McDonald Bishop as to whether the Privy Council had expressly stated that the men's right has been breached, Clark quoted a portion of judgment which read that there were